Coaches Chronicles. I'm Nick Marcone here with Tom Cole, Terry Crosby, and Steve Taylor. And I tell you what, we've got two exceptional coaches that we are going to highlight today. Steve, take it away.
I like that. And the way he said two.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Very British.
Nick's very British.
Nick's on it today. He's spot on it.
You know, he's right though. We've got two great coaches.
Yep.
We're going to
Yes,
start over
yes.
at Ottawa Hills. We've got basketball coach John Lindsay, and you know, Ottawa Hills programs have been making some noise recently. I know we just talked about their football coach, who's also the baseball coach. But you know, their
Chris
programs,
Hartman.
Chris Hartman, yep, their programs definitely are on the rise, and same thing with basketball program over there. Talk about coach over there.
Yeah, well, Chris Hartman, just real quick, is retiring from football, and they won the league championship. It's always, Cross knows this, and you do too, boss. It's nice to retire from something when you're kind of on top.
Yes.
As opposed to retiring when, you know, you're in the base.
You're forced to.
Yeah.
Forced out.
Or somebody comes and knocks on your door and says, hey, don't bother showing up today. You know? But Chris won a championship, revived the football program, did great. He's still the baseball coach, and he's one of the best baseball coaches in the country. So, you know, he'll keep doing that. But John Lindsay, boss, to your point, 27 years for John as the men's basketball, 27 years as the men's basketball coach, 400 wins.
Wow.
And you start thinking of 400, that, you know, puts it in perspective. John's a class act, does a great job. He's wonderful with the kids. He's an institution at Ottawa Hills. And I thought, you know, it'd be great that, you know, certainly Steve would like to, he likes to honor longevity and people that have values and do it right and are fundamentally sound, and that's what John is.
Oh, that's great.
You know, he's built an absolute legacy over there. He really is. And also a dynasty. You know, 400 wins in a high school career.
Yep.
That is absolutely amazing. Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations.
Hartman, I believe, has a football field named after him.
Yeah.
Do we see the same thing happening?
Was it the football or the baseball? I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's baseball. Maybe it's both. I don't know. He's been there.
I know there's a drinking fountain with his name on it there. And he deserves it all. I mean,
Right.
Chris Hartman's a great coach, great person.
Maybe Coach Lindsay, we see.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, 27 years, a couple more years down the road.
Yeah.
The arena named after him.
Maybe name the floor like SJ did with Coach Heinzel. That's kind of a cool thing.
It is.
If you were a basketball coach and they named the floor after you and put it out on the floor, that's something that you'd be forever for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Absolutely.
But boss, you did tell me when you boot me out of Taylor, I get to keep that artificial plant that's next to my desk. You did tell me that I could keep that.
You can take that.
Yeah, thank you so
Got
much.
something named after you. We can name it the Cole Planetarium, or what do we call it?
It's a
Like an
planetarium.
arboretum.
Yeah,
Plant a tree
I
in
like
Tom's
that.
name.
Yeah.
Right. That'd be nice.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Yeah,
absolutely.
that'd be great.
Hey, moving on, we're going over to Springfield High School. We got Coach Hodges, who's the women's basketball coach
Yes.
over there, and another great coach in our local community. Talk
Yeah,
about
interesting story, boss and Cross. He's an alum that's come back to the school. You know, they always say the Thomas Wolfe author deal, you can't go home again. Well, Thomas Wolfe's a great writer, but he's wrong. You can go home again, and if you do it the right way, and Coach Hodges has done it the right way. He's got the young ladies playing great. They're 12-3. I think they're 8-0 or 7-0 in the league, undefeated in the league, and you know, he learned from a lot of those teachers that are still there. It's kind of an interesting dichotomy when you go back to a place that you were a student of. I did it at St. John's.
Yes.
Go back to a place you were a student of and a player there, and then you're in the faculty lounge with people that taught you in the class. It's kind of a different, you know, thing. And Coach Hodges has done a great job. I just interviewed him recently. A wonderful guy, and he gets how to coach. He knows how to do it.
You know, on the tail end of that time, you're absolutely right. Because, you know, one of my ultimate dreams was to, like, go back to the Drovers High School and be an administrator, be a coach, be a football coach, be a basketball coach. Unfortunately, I never got that opportunity, so you're absolutely right. Congratulations. That must be a great feeling to be back at his alum.
But you are going back to DeVilbiss. I don't know if Boss knows this yet, but we've been asked to judge a TPS vocational speaking contest.
That's great.
So we're going back to DeVilbiss to judge that. So you'll be in DeVilbiss.
Yeah, every time I go back there, though, you know, it's
Get some chills?
Yeah, it's really emotional. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So unfortunately, the school is not a school anymore, but you know, it's a technical college or whatever.
But the memories are still there.
The memories are still there.
You
Yes.
walk
That's
the
what's-
hallways, you'll
yes.
remember.
That's what Steve tells us about Taylor. When we're not here anymore, we can come in and walk around whenever we want just to soak up some of the memories. You know?
That's true. I like it. You know, so many great coaches in our community.
Yes.
I think it's great that we're able to recognize some of these coaches because, you know, you don't hear a lot about them, and you think about the hours
And they work hard.
they put
man.
in. You
They
know,
work
most
hard.
of them are involved in the school in some
Yes.
capacity, so
Teaching
they're there
or whatever,
teaching
yeah.
or counselor or doing something at the school, and then they stay late all these nights away from their family.
11 o'clock getting home every day.
Late games, you know. So you talk about the hours invested.
Yes.
And you know, none of them do it for the money.
Right.
They don't do it for
No.
the recognition. They do it for the kids.
Yep,
You know, and we've
100%.
all been blessed to have great
Yep,
coaches that I still
100%.
remember. So, you know, I love to be able to recognize these coaches that are making a difference. And we always say, you know, if they can just break through to one of these
Yep.
kids
Right.
and just make a difference in one kid's life, they've definitely changed around, you know, somebody's path for the rest of their life, and they've made a difference. So, hats off to these great coaches. We continue to recognize them throughout the year. So if you know anybody that you'd love to see recognized, there's so many fantastic coaches in our community. We love to get as many of them we can on air and recognized publicly on the show. So let us know some great coaches you'd like to see recognized, and we'd appreciate that. Great job once again finding these coaches, and
Yes.
look forward to next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.